right. Social studies. You need your social studies notebooks out. You should have notes for chapter 8 in there. We have a test on Monday over chapter 8. So you have a pretty lengthy here study guide in chapter 8. However, all of this should be in your notes. If you were staying on top of taking notes, you should have all of this in your notebook. So if I have it in my notebook, what do I do?
Highlight it.
Highlight it. If I don't have it in my notebook, what do I do? We write it down. Okay? That way you're not rewriting everything, and then you know what you need to review. The highlighted information is what you're going to review. Okay? This first one talks about the major cause of the French and Indian War. What caused that war to happen? It's not asking for effects, it's asking for the causes. Why did it happen, Brendan? No. That was an effect. Sean?
Fighting over the Ohio River.
Right, so you need to find, I know we wrote that down, find and highlight. 2, who were they fighting over the Ohio River Valley? What 2 countries, Nick?
Britain and
So this is probably on, you have some notes in your folders as well, right? This is on that cause and effect paper for the French and Indian War. You can pull that out too and look at that.
Britain and the French and England.
Right.
Yeah,
Correct. Britain and France. Why is it called the French and Indian War though? Maya? Right. The Native Americans were helping France try to defeat Britain. So Britain and France were fighting over the Ohio River Valley. I know that's in our notes. So you have a folder with some papers in there that I had asked you to hold on to. You're going to want to continue holding on to them. Don't throw your chapter 8 stuff away. Okay, we'll do a unit 4 test here after chapter 9. So, not that one, Kenny. Should say, yes, that one. I'm going to borrow it from it. This paper here, get your notes out. This paper, I'm going to show those of you at home, has a lot of stuff from lesson 1. Okay, except for VPP, which should be in your notebook. But this was something you did, and it has a lot of those notes. Okay? So you're going to want to highlight on some of those papers as well, not just in your notes. Okay, so you've got some different things there to help you with that reviewing and completing this study guide. So then after number 1, we get into more of kind of leading up to the Revolutionary War. Okay, we got those questions. If I scroll down here, it says what are the following people known for? So all of these people did some different things, right? Most of those names should be familiar. We talked about John Dickinson yesterday. We also talked about Richard Henry Lee yesterday. Okay, George Washington pops up a couple of times. Thomas Jefferson, I think we talked about him yesterday. All in lesson 5. Okay. This section, I didn't update this, but you wouldn't necessarily need to know the specific dates for these. Okay, but make sure you know about these items. Okay, I don't expect you to memorize years and dates, but I do expect you to know what these different things were. Okay, so keep that in mind as you're going through this study guide. I don't need necessarily dates, but I need you to understand what these different events were. Okay, for this study guide. All right, the people you should have in your vocab people places. Lots of important vocab words. Okay, make sure you know those. And that's what you're doing for Chapter 8 Social Studies today. Completing that study guide, getting those notes highlighted, making sure you have what you need information-wise for the test come Monday. Okay, Nick, question.
That guy on Liberty, because that was a spy, was he actually like a spy in the war?
There were spies.
Yeah, but he was just the one they made up.
He might have just been one they made up. I don't recall his name, but I remember. What's the girl's name? I always forget her name too.
Sarah.
Sarah. Sarah had mentioned something about the spy, didn't she? So yeah, there were, but he might have just been one that they made up. Okay? Working on your study guide for social studies today.